Yay. Good morning, you guys. It's MJ from Alta Love. How are you? I felt like talking about the global paradigm shift and, in particular, why our stories matter. I've had the privilege actually of talking to someone from a really radically different background from my own, a woman. And yeah, my gosh, it is incredible to hear other people's stories and the epicness of humanity. And what's increasingly kind of powerful to me are people with integrity and people who stand for truth and how it feels to align with the truth of. I'm hearing rightness and wrongness, but it's more about, I would say, like evolution, the truth of, choosing a path of unity on this planet versus choosing a path of division. And I do talk about the divide and conquer energy as a point of attraction, which is disempowered because it's coming from, I would say, like a fractured self or a fractured sense of self, thus needing, or a disembodied self. So, like, not connected to the heart field and seeing external as separate. And so you feel the need to dominate the world outside of you or control it from a place of fear, rather than this evolutionary leap or this global paradigm shift, which is ushering humanity into their heart in a remembrance that we are all connected, that we are all one, that we are all reflections of one another. And so when we take that leap into the heart space, our point of attraction shifts into how we can share, how we can love, how we can give, and not in the way necessarily the old paradigm of like how much money can you give, and if you can't give that much money then you're useless. No. And part of this title is why our stories matter, because in essence it's like we're living in a time where it's time to share our stories, like the truth of what we've been through, the truth of what we see and intuit, our past, our history, not being afraid to speak up about the traumas that we've encountered, and how our trauma as beings, it all looks completely different, as does our privilege, right? And we know now, like, comparison is the death of joy, or whatever that quote is, that we're not here to compare our stories. We're not here to judge and level, whose trauma is worse or whose story is more exciting. No, it's just that our stories matter, because it is important for us to share the story that we've been telling so that we can see the stories that we've been telling and change the story, right? As somebody who studied women's studies, and I had a mother who majored in women's studies, who has a degree in it, there is a sort of compartment of feminist theory that says, like, we don't learn about her story, we learn about his story. And I can feel it. I can feel that this, like, this energetic pattern in me of people are tired of listening to you talk, and people don't want to hear your story. People don't want to face some of the pain that we as women carry, having been persecuted or having been denied and having been silenced. And this is present day stuff that's happening, that I see happening to young women in my tribe, or and they're here and they share their story with me, and recognizing from a places of much love and compassion as we can muster, that we have to keep speaking up, because all of our voices and all of our stories matter, because we're here and we're alive on this planet. And there's a collective of a kind of evolutionary paradigm shift that is happening whether we like it or not. And that's something that does come into my awareness as far as this whole spiritual shift and awakening, because I still have people tell me that, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, or spiritual mumbo jumbo. And my intuition just continues to kind of get stronger in the sense of, oh, we have to shift. It's like we're going to have to make some changes whether we like it or not. And and I still feel, and the more I expand my own self, the more I'm aware of like the sheaths or the layers of people's energetic dynamics, and you can feel barriers and walls. And I'm really feeling quite a lot of fear in probably more dominantly men than women right now, although that's, again, that's just my own perspective. But all this emotion stuff is like more challenging for men to penetrate because they're, boys don't cry, or that program of like the man, the protector, the provider. And I think where men are hitting up against some walls is like, now as we reverse the world's thinking, as the paradigm shift really happens, um that vulnerability is strength. And so long as men and women alike hold on to this tough exterior, or sort of hold on to this, like, I don't cry and that's a good thing, or like, yeah, 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 I never go there, or yeah, 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 I did some healing 5 years ago and I'm done and I'm never going to go there again. The more we hold on to that like rigidity and that inability to feel and that kind of denial, just the more lost we can feel. Um, Weirdly as well, it's quite paradoxical, but the more we deny the fear, the more fearful we become. The more frightened of the world we become, the more frightened of ourselves we become, because we're carrying so much fear. And again, change is frightening. And certainly, if we've been playing certain roles and wearing certain masks in our jobs, in our families, in our social circles, it's that much more challenging, because so much of our biggest fear, I think, as humans, is not belonging, not fitting in, not having a soul tribe, not having connection, right? Because connection is so inherent to our aliveness. And and so there's a huge kind of barrier of, oh no, if I break down, if I'm vulnerable, I'm going to lose all my connections. And weirdly, the opposite is true. The more we are softening, the more vulnerable we become, the more the true, real, abundant connections come into our lives. And, it doesn't have to be some grandiose thing. I'm speaking a lot of both the kind of grandioseness of our egoic projection, but, telling our story doesn't mean we have to write a book about it, or it doesn't mean you have to set up a YouTube channel. It doesn't mean, um, you have to be in front of 5,000 people and tell your story in that way. No, telling your story is just like, you might just tell it to a friend. You might just write it down in your journal. Um, you might make a vlog about it, but never publish it. There is such therapy and catharsism to exposing who we are. Whether it's public or not actually doesn't matter, because energy is one, and there, in truth, there is no separation. And so transparency is the ultimate. And this is part of the awakening and paradigm shift. Chance ward, I find it simple to not fear pain, but letting go of mental patterns is tough. Kind of backwards, huh? Um, I completely agree with that. I think that is part of the diligence or the discipline of the work. Yeah, we can keep busting through the fear, but the real discipline is like noticing those subtle thoughts, noticing those repetitive patterns in our mind, and continuing the discipline of shifting emotional density by noticing some of those loops, by noticing some of those patterns. And again, we're all just human. Like, for me, I'd say we don't, and we don't even need to worry about it, because very accurately we'll keep manifesting our thought feeling vibration, right? So we will have infinite opportunities to uproot negative mental patterns, knowing that the emotional storms as a healing endeavor is part of shifting. So once we clear out the cellular density, it's like the mental arena has more space to notice, like, oh, that thought's not useful. Ding. Oh, look, these are lovely high vibration thoughts, right? So we have a little bit more creative control when we're working with emotion thought as kind of one apparatus or whatever, one creative force field. And that's again how I see it, that there's so much of like our own, even our own families, even our own then communities, even ourselves, and then the world, secrets and lies. In a way, it's not even like I would say like what we do necessarily. It's the lying to ourselves that creates the chaos and the fear and the shit. It's the lying to one another. Secrets and lies is what's more detrimental, which is why truth seekers or freedom seekers have often been persecuted. It's not because they're going to go and rage war against the warmongers, it's because they're going to shine light on the corrupted falseness of a warmonger, of the actual true powerlessness of a warmonger. And so a warmonger can't have that, which is why we've been in this spell of kind of persecution, right? Nice one. And so, when we can get better at just exposing our story, being transparent, saying, you know, I'm as much of the light as the dark, and I'm as fucked up as everybody else, but what I'm doing is choosing perpetually in the moment, keep choosing, keep choosing, keep choosing, and it is relentless and it never ends, and we're not going back. You know the expression ignorance is bliss? Humanity isn't going back there. We're evolving, we're expanding. Our consciousness is opening up to more, and that is a really beautiful thing. It's just that there's a lot of fearful entanglement around change, and there's a lot of heavy energy that we continue to have to transform. And I guess that's why people like me are doing these sorts of shares, is like, the more I'm on the path, the more I'm discovering, the more I'm like, oh my God, it is wonderful and magical and blissful and amazing. And yet it's relentless. I still have lots of emotional storms. And how awesome is this? I'm at a point where I'm not seeking the end of it. I'm not looking for this moment where it's all going to be blissfully done and I'm just going to be like perfection, right? Morning. I'm live. Hi guys, that's business partner Katie Finch.
Good morning.
She's she's wearing an Ultra Love sweatshirt hoodie.
Always.
If any of you guys watching this, we have these hoodies for sale at T-Mill. If you're interested in supporting the movement, you can buy a hoodie.
It's the warmest thing in the world.
They are actually really comfy. Dun, 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 dun. We actually got somebody that met us at a festival this summer was like, I want one of your hoodies, like literally got the email yesterday. And this is just one of the ways that you can actually support the movement, because it's just me and Katie basically as a biz, and we need support. Like the whole of the world needs support. So we really appreciate if you guys like buy some of our stuff so we can uproot the money flow from the dark forces.
Exactly what I was saying.
This is just what we talk about, you guys. Like, how can we really love people and wake people up? And she's awake because she's about to do some yoga and some self-practice this morning, because that's just how we roll, if you know what I'm saying. She's going out in the balcony with the beautiful view as the sun rises in the mountains. How do you feel about infinite timelines? I've met a girl who's time travel. So yeah, I am also in that flow of the infinite. The vibrating cosmos sort of, I would say, kind of opens us up to, I would say, like, multidimensionality is infinite timelines. As beings, we are infinite, eternal creators, and so there are a perpetual, infinite timeline creation. And then you could say, like, every time we're imagining, every time we're thinking about something, every time we're actually existing in a multidimensional field. Um, However, as like, well, for me personally, like, I'm embodied in this body on this planet, and I know that I'm choosing like a specific timeline on this planet to witness and to have a different experience as a being, choosing a perspective of a finite linear timeline, right? um so I mean, time traveling, well, it's infinite, right? So of course it's, and I'm somebody as well who I just like, I believe everything and everyone. Everyone's just the creator of their own reality. So for a person saying like, I'm time traveling, da, da, amazing, cool, that would be so cool, right? um And I mean, something Katie and I work with is actually telepathy. Actually, team love. Technically, there's 3/4 of us, but three more like on the day to day, like a copy editor, and then like financial director, and then me. um, but like as a trinity, we're at a point where we're practicing with telepathic communication, and yeah, so just alignment as a as a as a team that's very committed to this paradigm shift, and not stealing from each other and not stealing from the planet. All to Love is just a service that's like, hey guys, do you think the world could change and be better for more people? Us too. Let's do it. And let's not hoard or power over people anymore. And let's just be vulnerable and open and honest. And I guess the journey I've been on is showing me like it's way more joyful that way. But then I'm like, it's like sometimes I look back at humanity and I'm like, oh gosh, you guys, there's still a little work to do, isn't there? We're still mindlessly shopping and mindlessly eating and unconsciously consuming and feeding a lot of dark energy unconsciously, right? And like that's the love that we have to keep like shining for one another, right? Just by being honest, just by being ourselves and sharing from that place of honest truth. And I'm finding that is weird. Like I've kind of always been like this, and I realize that other people don't believe it. And so they make up stories. But that's part of, again, detaching, letting people be who they are. Yeah, yeah, da, da. Everyone is on their divine path. And yeah, really loving people and wanting the best for people no matter what. Um, just it's nicer to feel that way. It's nicer to feel clear and in love with people when we deal with our own stuff. And I know like this year, oof, there was like months, like a 6 months of just like intense, like heart shifting activity and like loss, like massive loss, and then like deception and all of these deep dark energies. And like now I can say, okay, I, as a person and a being, I had to go through that. I had to choose that. I had to witness that, and remind myself that we're all doing the best we can. Um, but that really the depth of part of our distorted pain of creation is lies, deceit, and we lie to ourselves, by not honoring the truth of who we are and not honoring our connectivity, not honoring our sacred, right? And so the global paradigm shift is just basically a whole bunch of humans on the planet waking up to that, being like, whoa, suddenly I'm realizing we are all connected. Shit, fuck. I've been really dickheady to everybody because I've not been honoring my truth. Like, it's as simple as that. If we're too afraid to be who we truly are, we're going to end up in weird codependent patterns, and we're going to kind of get fucked over by people and fuck over people until we have the courage, the strength, the commitment, and the will to just be the truth of our knowing. And I would say it's taken, from my earliest awakenings, it's been like almost 16 years, and then going through a bunch of crazy stuff, and then like 6 years of just like hardcore conscious ownership of self, transformation, and then like pop out the other side. And things are shifting yet again. And but weirdly now it's like the shift now is like I'm not seeking anything. There's just presence and love and experience and the inner work. And like the inner work is just always like being present with, the out there-ness. Hello, Philippines or Nestor. Do you have a twin flame? My perspective of twin flame is a bit different from, I think, the collective twin flame community. Is that I don't really believe in it in a kind of like romantic sense. I believe that we're all one, and so every encounter is a twin in essence. Every reflection, every encounter is a twin flame on some level. Only because I see people using certain languages, and I think we kind of get a bit disempowered by giving power outside of ourselves, including this idea that there's like one soulmate or one twin flame, when as the one creator, every encounter is a twin. Because there's learning and there's depth and there's connection, and I'm somebody who like just who loves really easily, and I know that every romantic relationship has been my sacred partner the day I woke up. It was so dope. Amazing. Yeah, I've had, I think, a very relevant experience to the collective program for women around men. And now I'm working through that, and I'm definitely like opening my heart for sacred partnership and union, because my next kind of level is actually to do with looking at sex energy and how we use it. And then Katie's looking at the feminine cycle. So the next level of us is focusing a little bit deeper on kind of other human encounters. Oh, I love that perspective, Steve Oker. Like, I believe your twin flame mission is building a strong relationship with your higher self. So yeah, I could align with that as well. So like the twin is like a unification of the higher self and the lower self, right? So we embody the full flame of life, or the full expression of our sacred flame. Oh, I like that. See, isn't the mind amazing how we kind of like we can like feed off of each other in a way, in a positive, expansive way, right? That feels good and harmonious, and like we're all allowed to have our perspective, and we don't need to hate on each other just for having a few different thoughts or frequencies. Yeah. So I hope that was useful to you guys, maybe even a little entertaining. I'm loving having a few more of you here to chat with every day. Yes, Rochelle! Rochelle, everybody. We've been hanging out on live chat for months now. Well, I am closing down, Rochelle. Have you found your kitten? Have you found your cat? I hope so, yes, because we are whole, we are not half. So when you meet it's actually your higher self. Yeah, yeah, right? Like that's what kind of gets me with, or the slight angle of disempowerment when it comes to twin flame language, is that I think sometimes people are still seeking, just like any of us in the old program are like, where's the one? I'm not complete without a lover, or I'm not going to be able to fulfill myself without a man in my life. Something is really disempowered about that, because there is a fullness and wholeness in all of us. So seeking your twin, I think, can be disempowering. But if you are the twin, and then everyone is an extension of that twin flame integrity, then I think that's a much more whole and like good feeling perspective. Oh, hugs for Rochelle. Hugs for Rochelle. I do hope that he or she reappears. That's what the point of astrology is. We all have our own unique balance through energy undercurrents. That's how we build. Yeah. Yeah. And me, I think 3 years ago, I had a long astrological reading. Hey, clear vibrations. All will be well, Rochelle, for sure. I had a fairly significant astrological reading back in 2015, which was, I think, the preemptive of me taking this leap, and how my ascendant is Capricorn and and my sun is Aries, and I've been very kind of impulsive, tempered, like, yeah, fuck everybody, like, ah! You know, very, very passionate, possibly definitely some anger issues and stuff. And then over the last like 3 to 4 years, it's like I'm like shifting into more of my ascendant and becoming much more Capricorn. Like the pillars of Ulta Love are being put down. I'm all about like stability, consistency, systems, structures, and then, but in a very accurate way, that systematic structuring within myself as the Capricorn is helping me build anew. It's helping me build a new paradigm for my own reality. Yes, gorgeous. I love that this new uptake of peeps that you can receive the love vibration across the niche, because I got so much of it for humanity. But that's part of the online world, is like in my reality, in my like day-to-day life. Like sometimes I wonder if people can actually see me. How weird is that? And then other times I am very aware of being seen. Hey guys. Ugh. So I think the rest of the cabin, or the French chalet, Katie's woke to do her practice, and then I think people are going to start to wake up. So I know, the vibration. I realized I started to short form like words because I've been at a fancy retreat for super long time. But I knew I wanted to always get in the authenticity of like the depth of love. And because all of this stuff, it is deep and it can really trigger people. So I reckon if you're like, hey guys, just use your intuition, amplify your vibration, that it's like, I don't know, there's this part of me that just wants to make it like a laughable joke. Like, yeah, makes it a bit lighter for people, because we all know actually dealing with your vibration is like, it can be really effing tough, right? So let us all congregate together and be like, oh my G, how intense is this whole spiritual mumbo jumbo ascension stuff of actually owning all of our density. It's freaking painful. So we just got to laugh it off whenever we get the chance. Hence, share the love vibration across the niche. Right? Whatever it takes to say hi vibe. Even when I'm deep in my own emotional storms, I'm like loving the shit out of myself. And that's a big part of doing these transmissions for the world, is like, you guys, you'll get to a point where you'll actually like embrace the storms and be like, all right, let's see what junk comes out this time. The other day I was storming in my car. There was all this like rejection. I was like wailing and so angry, but I was just loving it because I was like, yes, well done. I'm going to get rid of some junk today. And now I'm in the French Alps enjoying myself in a chalet. I'm like, and now I'm here. Psh, thanks, life. Well done. Oh, well done, clear vibrations. No, I went through fear and sorrow, grief, almost rage, but just irritation. Oh, I love ya. And that was an hour ago. Nice. See? I love that we can meet up here and be like, wow, I just had some real shit hit my fan, but I'm still alive and I'm still here and I can still laugh at all of this existence mumbo jumbo, because I don't think anybody knows what's going on. And personally, I feel much better not trying to pretend to any of all y'all that I know what's going on, but I like showing up here. You guys make me feel good. YouTube always, like I say, YouTube's been like therapy for me over my journey. Because I think for a lot of us, we feel this such integral clarity that like a lot of the old paradigm stuff doesn't work, because we feel the convoluted vampiric parasitic energy of it. But we love our brothers and sisters. Wherever everyone is on their journey, we just have love for them, and that is the truth. Oh, okay. And big hugs, y'all. I know. Thanks. Thanks, you guys. Look, you're all loving each other as well. Oh my God. Like that makes me want to cry. I'm like, oh my God. So much love. The Alps, a place called Le Grand Bornand, about an hour from Geneva. Actually, we're coming here as a business adventure because, in a way, I guess you could say I was like headhunt for somebody who wants to turn this place into. If you guys want to come to the Alps next year, let me know. We'll try and organize a retreat for y'all. I know. I know, Chance Ward. I know we're all soul brother. I know that we're all family. For sure, we've known this. I'm just like, oh my God, you're here. You're finally here. Because a lot of us are wanderers. We've just been wandering around looking for the new paradigm, looking for the ones who understand what we're fucking talking about. Like, guys, because it's been tough, right? It's been pretty lonely and alienating and fucked up and weird. The fact that we're still alive and the fact that we're actually expanding our and manifesting, it's like, holy fucking shit, it's on. It's on. It's happening. Oh, yes. Clear vibrations. Well, clear vibration. If you want to know more about this space, be in touch, because part of the viz is to just have different people come and do different types of retreats. So whether it's writing, yoga, spirituality, or a collaboration with Clear Vibration and All to Love, maybe we meet together and we create some loving expansion. Yes, 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 I need a vacation. Come on down, you guys. Let's look to March, do some ski holidays, or just meet up somewhere on a beach for a party. That's it. Okay. See, I got to go because I'm getting louder as well. And I'm like, come on, everybody, it's time for yoga. But some of them were up quite late drinking wine, so I'm not sure if they're going to want to. But we know the yoga's going to do the good, so it's fine. It's fine. Are you? I really, 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 really would love to come. Oh my God. I think it's done. Clear vibrations. Can you email me or message me somewhere else as well about all this mumbo jumbo loveliness? Because Hawaii's been on my list, as has Switzerland, which I'm really not far from Switzerland here. But Hawaii's been on. And do you guys ever, like, on the path, you've kind of connected with people thinking that this might be the family, and then it's really not at all? And you're not, it doesn't seem to quite lock in. So I feel maybe this is it, and I'll come to Kauai and meet all of you. Oh my God, I would love that. I need the love of Hawaii for sure. Bali and Hawaii, I feel, have this kind of like, this like dropped in healing love for us. So some of us, it's like, I need that time away for sure. Okay. Send me a link or yeah. Or send me your email. My email is Molly, MOLLY, at alltolove.com. Feel free to email or check out alltolove.com, our website as well. KarenandClearRetreats.com. Okay, I'll have a look at Ashaluna and then look to March. It would be a glorious time to get away. Okay, perfect. Wicked, we'll meet you. Hey, and anyone else following this, guys, come to frickin' Hawaii. Come to Hawaii with us. Let's all meet up in Parde on the beautiful beaches. Also, you guys, little plug out here. Feel free to buy some Ultra Love goodies and check out. I'm crowdfunding. So I met this gorgeous, lovely family. Yeah, come everybody. I met this really gorgeous family in Lombok, Indonesia last year, and they were pretty badly hit in the earthquake. And I've had 2 different families reach out to me and be like, we need money. Like, we need, I think, £700. One of them asked for supplies to rebuild their house. Safawi's sending me loads of updates. And I'm starting to get like pissy about, like, come on, you guys. Just give some love to the Indonesian family, because our money goes a long way for them there, right? Oh, thank you. Thanks. I made it myself. I know, like 10 years ago, I thought I would never be able to do all this stuff. And now I'm just like, oh my goodness, you know? Um, okay, what is it? It's nearly October. So yeah, let's look to March and then maybe May, June. Y'all can come to the Alps for a summer retreat. We'll have hot tub, sauna, pool, paragliding, nice spas, and obviously just super lovely high vibration chats and laughs and goodies, goodies. You guys have an awesome day. I so appreciate all your gloriousness. Sweet. Oh yeah. 3 days. Yeah. I know. Our lives are just like traveling, retreating, holding space for lovers, and like, you know what I mean? And now at least now it's really on, right? Now there's actual real momentum kind of flowing well, I'll speak for myself in my world, finally. It's like the end of a long trek. I'm still alive. Hell yeah. I'm a big fan of Jenna Marbles, guys. I know. Isn't it amazing how the internet and like how we can feel so truthfully connected to peeps? You guys have a glorious day. Email me about Hawaii because I want to go. And I'll obviously just keep you guys posted on this sweet spot in the Alps, which is, yeah, lovely, restorative. Love you guys. Have a glorious day. Know that you are loved and that you're just awesome. Because you are.